Jupiter Day. I am the High Priestess Phoenix, spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, child of God, the Lilith, reincarnated, here on a Thursday. See, I got these dudes out of our face. They didn't go far. They're all up in the mix. And these guys over here, it's like, oh, okay, get out of my face. Out of my face. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch whatever I posted on my community page. I didn't do shit today. I guess yesterday's videos, whatever I did, I was on a pause for the cause. What happened? I don't know. Nothing happened. I took care of some school shit. Actually, dude, I just fucking laughed, to be honest. I was that psychotic person that just laughed. So I go to freaking sign the last documents and turn in the birth certificates. And they're like, well, you know that next week is CMAS, right? I'm like, oh, fuck. For those that aren't parents and don't know, that's that week of testing where they just sit kids down and do all that testing to see if they learned what they were supposed to for that semester. So obviously my kids will not be participating in that bullshit. So they're like, well, they can't start till the 14th. And I'm just like, there I am with my little golden ticket, and God says, stand by, please. I'm like, that's my God, bro. That's my God. He's like, he's raining blessings, but I swear I have a very R. Kelly feel to this right now. And the guy starts laughing. I was like, it's not funny. I was like, God told me to surrender this, but I just keep pushing on these doors. Anyways. I woke up not feeling too well. I blamed on the burrito. I think everybody's had a burrito incident. In the sense of my stomach just was not right. And I blame, the rest of it. And then there was all kinds of rain and snow going on and shit. My internet went down. So I just took the most killer nap ever. And then I woke up to... My daughter is so hysterical when somebody knocks on the door. I'll tell you what. It's like, oh my God, there's people at the door. Okay, what? They're doing room checks. Let them in. Just let them walk past me. In the sense of no. But it was funny. And then after that, I was super duper hungry. So I went on a mission to go find some food. And here we are. That's it? That's it? Well, that's all that happened. It's not very, nothing exciting happened to me today. I did get a revelation, though. I really did. As far as my documentary, I kind of am stressing myself out about that. Obviously, it got too big in my head. You see something, and it looks so big, dude. So big. How are we going to do this, bro? How are we going to go through that many hours of footage, bro? It could. Nothing can't be done. But I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe this is planting the seeds for next year, in essence, bro. Because this is going to take a lot of time. And that's going to take money, too. It's going to take his time, which costs money. I did figure out, the revelation that I had was, all I've got to do, though, truthfully, is let him into let him into my Instagram. And he can watch the videos from there and, download the videos and what we need. And we can do them together. So we can do this remotely for the most part. But it's going to be I'm going to have to book him, at least 2-hour sessions a week in order for us to start pounding through this fucking footage. I'm not going to use every video, but how do you summarize this big of a journey? At least today, too, in my shower, I got, I'm going to have to put together a press kit, which is basically a resume for what I'm presenting. And it's how do you put this into words? Thank goodness I've learned how to put this into words, and I'm really close to having a title for it and everything. But you realize they just dropped this bomb on me, but at the same sequential time, they give me the same creative project for music. So it's I'm not being, I don't feel overwhelmed, but both of them are overwhelming projects, very, very big projects, right? On top of the fact that I'm still in the 3D, trying to utilize my position to, accomplish stability because I'm just addicted to the idea of it. And that's what got me in trouble today. It's dude, God said, bro, you can see that through all these videos, dude. My biggest concern has always been trying to get these kids into school so I could feel like some kind of a decent parent. And it goes to show, it's I'm a decent parent without, meeting those requirements. And with the measles outbreak is what I kind of started to think about. It's why do you keep holding us off? But it happens everywhere I go, and it's like, when are you going to be cool about it? Today I was cool. I laughed in their face like it was okay, instead of crying every fucking time this happens. But it's like, you don't understand. Every time I gotta go home, I tell my kids, I gotta face my kids and tell them, nope, not today, not today, it's like my dating life, dude. It's so embarrassing. It's like, fuck. I try my hardest, and then I gotta come back and be like, they said no. They said no. They said no. Like today, I even took my daughter though. I was like, well, let me show you where the school is. Let me get you excited on it, because fuck. So yeah, and then it's Friday. The weather's weird and shit is weird, and so, but the revelation was just that. It's like, it's not as hard as you think, in the sense of, we can do this. I can just, you know what I mean? It's not going to be as hard as I thought. In that sense, it's gonna be very time consuming, and that's what I got to see. You know what I mean? Work out with him. As far as that goes, and then, you know, the music, whenever it comes to me, I write it. You know, I do what I can with that. But at the same time, I was like also trying to coordinate perhaps, you know, some kind of job in the middle of this, and it's like, oh man, I'm burnt out. Really. It's like, you know, you don't know what I'm working on each day, because I don't know what I'm working on each day. I sit there and it's like, all right, this is what we're going to get to work on. 90% of it, bro, is just mental power. That's why they call me a master manifester. I work through the obstacles in my head so that I don't have to work through the obstacles in real life. Because if I see these obstacles in my head and I don't work through them in my head, then I'm going to face them in real life. You know, I believe, therefore I see. So I spend a lot of time, you know what I mean, in the vision of what it is, breaking it down and looking at it. At this moment, I'm seeing Tony Stark, where he's doing all that stuff and he's pulling the pieces and he's doing all this, and it's like, if I go this way, and then I'm seeing Doctor Strange. Let me sit here and meditate and, you know, look at all the different time, you know, what could work, what couldn't work. All of those applications are done with inside of my, you know what I mean, inside of me, and that's what they call manifestations, where I'll get to a final closing point where it was like this. It's like, all right, look, this is all you have to do. Because I didn't even know where the conversation was going to go. I was going to put the conversation in his hands and see where he would go with it. And it's like, no, you're in control. This is what you'll do. You know what I mean? Tell him that you want to make a documentary. You have this many hours of footage. You want to book some regular time each week so that we can work on the footage and start breaking it down into, you know what I mean? And da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay. Which in essence is like, you know, when you know that, it's like, okay, well, I have to have regular income to do this regularly. You know what I mean? So I was kind of looking at that situation. But who knows? I mean, I don't know. If this dude does everything, he might have a whole documentary package. I was watching documentaries today, too. And I was like, I just told my daughter, I was like, dude, I pulled a Mr. Plum. I fell asleep and something was on, and then I woke up and something else was on. I was like, Hulu is dangerous. Fucking, at least Netflix will ask you. This motherfucker was just playing some crazy shit. What'd I wake up to? I was watching, the first thing I was watching was the Oklahoma City bombing. I saw that documentary, and so I was watching that, and I fell asleep, and I woke up to the witch hunts. I was like, oh, that sounds great. Let me get out of the TV. All right, so let's get into it. I don't know. Basically, by the time I pull the cards, they're just confirmation of the stupid shit I went through today, which was just a day in the neighborhood. What's up, Mr. Rogers? Oh, okay, let's talk about that. Age. That came into age. All right, so yesterday I got sparked into just, you know, helping somebody else in their stuff. You know, you get pulled into it because basically you're taking it off of them and you're putting it on you. You're putting on their story, right? And you have to find a way to wash this off, but it's going to have some residual, you know what I mean, leftovers. You know, talking about Kanye, that's just going to bother you. Talking about people and their problems and trying to make it look okay and work it out, it kind of bothers you later. So anyways, yesterday, something simplistic was brought up. Oh, that's nice. Something simplistic. Where are you going? Okay, don't go far. Don't be one of those kids, bro. Anyways, something was brought up yesterday about body insecurities. And then, you know, something came to mind, and it's like, you know, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to solve world problems with this. When we get to a certain age, this is it. I'm trying to summarize the whole conversation throughout the day that I was having. I don't know. text right now. So I can't multitask right now. I'm trying to think. I'm in the multiverse here. I was having conversations with the Holy Spirit and stuff, and it's like women have a typical insecurity, a body insecurity, right? Women of a certain age really hits them, right? Now, long story short, and I'm going to break it down, is the last conversation I had with the Spirit in the car is like women were never supposed to be put out back on the market at this age where they had to compete. Women were never supposed to be put, that's what the Holy Spirit said at the very end of the conversation. But it's, you know, there's simplistic things to like, you know, women of my age, they usually get, yes, they get breast implants or, you know, facelifts or tummy tucks or, you know, all these great things that they do. And I don't want to do that to my body. And yet that's what you have to do to be acceptable and pleasing. And it feels like if there's people like me that just don't want, or people that can't, then what that leaves us with is unpleasing and unacceptable. But in essence, it's like we need to accept that the body deteriorates. And it seems to be something that is not accepted. I'm seeing the card from yesterday, Archangel Raphael and Acceptance. There's parts of my body I don't like, bro. I don't like it, but I have to accept it because the other alternative is to fucking obsess about it. That's it. Dude. That's it. Now, I went through a lot of different, you know, ups and downs with this throughout the day, so something simplistic as makeup. I was the type of bitch that would never go outside without a full face of fucking makeup, matching underwear to my shoes to the fucking hat I wore. All the way to up and down, bro. Like, the fucking eyeshadow was exactly what you were getting with the panties, bro. That's how serious it was. OCD to the fullest, dude. It wasn't even like that. It was the OCD. All matching. Fucking. What's that lady that drove that bus on the... Mrs. Frizzle? Yeah, it was frizzy and shit. Anyways, going back to it. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do it, dude. I had this thing where I couldn't. You could say it was self-respect, but it was insecurity. So, you know, I got moved to Oklahoma, and I couldn't okay, first off, I lost all of my fucking belongings. Everything that made me, and you can watch those videos where I cry about losing my identity and my clothes and my hats. My hats especially. Go figure, being the witch that I am, I love it. But I had bought those hats especially for my birthday, Christmas. They were my only gifts to myself, and I was very hurt about that. But in essence, it was stripping me down from my so-called quote-unquote identity. And I just was like so lost. Like, I'm not even me without these things. And then the next thing was the weather, bro. The weather. It is wet at all times. And when you cake on as much makeup as I wore, which is, you know, foundation, powder, lots of shadow. I draw on my own eyebrows with a pencil. So if you put water on that little area, it looks a little scurry. And then I start laughing and smoking and all this stuff. And it was always wet. So I had to stop wearing makeup, dude. It was just intense. So then there's another thing. It's like I'm looking at myself and I'm like not even a shadow of myself. I'm a washed up version of myself. I have no makeup. I have no clothes. I have no home. I have nothing. I'm nothing. And I had to start from there, bro. And at that time, I was even bigger. I was big. I was a big bitch. So I went through that today, too, reliving, you know, the journey of, you know, overcoming certain things. But there's always more to overcome. Because truthfully, there's always going to be parts of us that we compare to others. But we're not others. And what's really funny is we had our time. You know what I mean? I have proof that I had all of that. But, you know, just because I don't have all that doesn't mean that the youthful, you know what I mean, sexy, vibrant girl isn't inside of me. But in 99% of the time, you're going to get the mother. I'm going to pull out, and that's why this whole conversation started. I was like, it was a good day in the neighborhood. I pull out my cardigan, my little sweaters. My daughter calls them my teacher sweaters. And I put my fucking glasses on, and I look like every other fucking, you know what I mean, MILF out here. But you're going to catch the mommy side most of the time. I can be that, but only, you know, not realistically. It's just what's inside is that vibrant spirit. But I'm not supposed to act in that all the time and shit. Yeah, I can put on a skimpy dress and have my boobies hanging out and do all of that. But just to be like, what? That I still got it? To prove to who? Why? When I don't like the attention. Don't look at me like that. I know what you're thinking. Alright, let's move on. Let's check the energy. Again, this is the most energy anybody's gotten out of me, was that whole laughy laugh. And the story, current energy, please. 7 of coins. Reap what you sow, mofo. Reap what you sow, mofo. That's what that means. That's what that means. Seeing the thing. Alright, let's see. I went to the lovers. Get out of my face. Out of my face. See, they're just shoving that guy in my face. Who is that guy? I don't know. I really don't. They like to play who guessed the guy. I don't guess. I gave up. Alright, the 7 of coins. The traditional concept of this card is cultivation, and it shows that that if you work hard and steadily, you will reap rewards in due course. I told you, this is going to take forever. It's like, oh God, this is going to take forever. Nah, it's going to be alright, bro. It's going to be alright. God will provide the money. We'll get through this video by video. Before we know it, dude, it could be done by Christmas, bro. And by that time, we might even need to, you know what I mean? It's not about putting it into competitions or anything. It's about really getting it together. You know? So, don't get impatient and try to rush things. Be sure that you are striving towards, what you're striving towards is worth it, or you'll run the risk of working for the sake of working. And that's exactly what my social worker told me yesterday. Should just worry about the kids in school. Because I told her, I was like, I am really trying to get this creative project. Like, I am trying to build a career. But I want to meet your requirements. So I don't, you know, I did a couple of applications, you know, for jobs. But it's really going to pull from where I'm at. And I'm just trying to, you know, stay in line. But I'm really trying to give this more than you know, everything at this point. It's like, then let's just worry about the kids in school for right now. And then naturally, I meet with her next week, and they're still not in school. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's, you know, that's what I told her. It's like, you know, I really want to utilize this position and rebuild my life within a day or two, but it just doesn't work that way. She's like, no, it does not work that way. In the essence, is like, stop worrying about scarcity or lack of finances. That actually hit me too, because they called. I'm supposed to go and finally, and that's another thing too, it's like, dude, my teeth are finally getting replaced tomorrow, but they didn't approve of it, so I have to fucking fork out fucking nearly $1,000 motherfucking dollars to these bitches, and that pisses me off so bad, bro, because it's my money, and I want it now. In the sense of, damn it, Beavis, I told you, this is some old people shit where you gotta fight with insurance. Will I win the battle? If I even take up the fight, or just, you know, surrender to, you know, cause and effect. Stop worrying about scarcity or lack of finances. And that's where it was. It's like, I've only got so many thousands of dollars left to live off of. You know what I mean? And they want me to put all this money into all these things. And I'm like, you know what, God? Fuck off me. This shit's going to cost thousands and thousands. And then he reminds me that, you know, they just gave me that. And that's it too, is like, where'd that all that fucking extra tax money that's supposed to come later come from? He's showing me that he's got a plan. And it's like, well, you know, where do I fit in this plan? I say, go to bed. Fine. Sometimes, you know. The 7 of Pentacles shows you that you have plenty to go around. This card shows that committed effort is being put into a relationship. Is it, though? You may be thinking about your future as a couple and have plans that need financial consideration, such as saving to get married or buy a house. I don't know. Maybe somebody's secretly thinking about buying us a house and getting married. That's nice. It sounds like a lot of stress. If you're not in a relationship, this card advises you to be patient in your search for love, as you may have to wait some time before you meet the right person. I feel like there's no time for a person right now. I don't know. In essence, there's always time. You see how God occupies most of my time? He's very jealous, you know. He's very demanding and shit. It's like, geez, I used to wonder what fucking monks did all day sitting around with God. I know what you're doing. Reverse meaning, your harvest has been poor, maybe it has been a result of bad management or a lack of experience. It is frustrating, but you need to apply yourself more and work harder. A relationship is suffering. You need to sit down and decide what you want as a couple and put effort into achieving it. I don't know. I don't even want to get into your relationship problems. I always tell you the same thing. Move on. Why is that not an answer? Why don't you want to hear that? How many people have told you to fucking dump them before me? Get on my page then with that bullshit, bro. Like, for reals. How long have you been suffering in this relationship? No, but it's when it's good, it's great. Yeah, but how great is it? For how long is it great? You're talking to a survivor of domestic violence who purposely put herself in years and years of fucking, self-imposed hell for ironic ideas of keeping a family together or some shit like that. I was physically abused, neglected, abandoned, financially fucking, controlled, and, left to die and all kinds of shit, bro. So when I think about you in a bad relationship, I think about myself, and all I could tell you is to get out. By the time it got so bad, my mom was dead, bro, but I know that she would have told me to get the fuck out. But maybe she wouldn't have, because she herself, it was a curse. And I turned to my daughter when my daughter had her first domestic violence with this guy. I'm like, get out, bro. It's only going to get worse. I don't know. She's been with him for years. Maybe it got better. Who knows? We don't talk about it because, in essence, when you know that it's bad, you don't want to talk to nobody, and that's where the isolation comes from. They won't understand. They get tired of hearing how bad it is. So you have to isolate yourself from them, and then when you come back and tell them it was so bad, they give you this ugly look like, yeah, I told you so. Shut up. Okay, my face. In the sense of, when I see this, I don't see your relationship, I see my own, and I'm like, just get out. You can always go back, but the hardest thing is getting out. The hardest thing is getting out. I don't know, whatever. It's up to you. Live your life. Just live your life. What's our spiritual work? The moon. That's where I've been. Introspection. All inside. All inside my own head and my own feelings. And again, that shit brought up some shit. You know what I mean? And I started thinking about some ideas of how to, get women to overcome this. How can we normalize the parts that we hide of ourselves? That's what we do all the time. So it's just a new area. And that's what they said in those cards. Advanced training in a new area. This is a very difficult one. Kim can't help us. She's over there trying to show you how to be the perfect woman. How do we accept that we're not perfect? How do we start accepting women that in their imperfections? I saw an ad on Hulu for some kind of, I don't know, some kind of pill. And the woman was in a bathing suit, and she was running in her bathing suit, and you could actually see a bit of her cellulite and her fucking jigglies. And it was real. And you would never see that anywhere else, but that's what really happens if we run. There's no fucking Botox in there, dude. It's not Lewis, who has got 0% body fat on him. That's not how we work. And even if we eliminate the body fat like most of us have, because our skin was stretched to carry the muscle and fat that it used to, now it's just kind of saggy skin. And it's not something that should be sexualized, but at the same time, can we just have it accepted and not vilified? Why do we have to be so, why do women have to cry when they're standing in front of a mirror naked? And as much as I say that it's us in our old age, there's young girls doing it too. This is very fucked up. It's causing a lot of mental damage to all of us. Like, we really want to get close to you, but we don't want you to, see something or touch something that, you might not like, because then we think you're not going to like us because we don't look like that girl. And yet, we go outside and they're everywhere reminding us that we're not good enough. But they're plastic, all the way, totally built to man's perfections. But God built us imperfect, in our own perfections. So why can't it be so? It's going to happen to Lizzo. And I'm sure every other dude. You know what I mean? They can get down to the size that you want, but they're still going to hate their body. Because it's not the body that you guys want. Christy Alley was a great example of it. Jessica Simpson, great example of it. It's like, you know what I mean? I can only do this for so fucking long. Ooh, there's a beautiful one. What was her name? Oh, shit. She was a Playboy bunny. What was her name? Fuck. Come on, boys. Telepathically tell me her name. Anna Nicole Smith. Thank you. Thank you. I knew some guy out there knew it. Thank you. Thank you. She was a fucking busty-ass beautiful bitch. And speaking of all, this bad bitch, she was not small, bro. And she put her big ass out there, bro. It wasn't big like we are. She wasn't thick. But she was thick for her age. For her, you know what I mean? She was thick. You can see her in her videos in comparison to all of her, you know what I mean? All of the other actresses and models and singers. She was thicker than a snicker, dude. Black women, as I said that, have this sense of confidence that I idolize because they carry it no matter what they have on it, dude. They carry it with such, you know, it's like, forgive me, do not take this the wrong way, but it's that beautiful hippo from Madagascar. He likes them big, he likes them chunky, and she knows that because of her big size, it makes her bigger and beautiful than the rest of the crowd. In the sense of, you know, where we're starting is body shaming. We're not going to, you know, let's idolize the 600-pound women while, you know, being wheeled out while their boyfriends are having some sick fantasy of feeding these women. I'm talking about us women that just, our bodies don't look like those bodies, but our bodies are beautiful too. How can we take the mental illness off of a normal body? Because all women's bodies are built different. Curves are different. I have plenty of curves and it's all great. And the things that I'm afraid of would probably not bother anyone, but these are the things that us women are programmed to concern ourselves with. We over-concern ourselves, obsess about. Men obsess about material things. They have to have certain things to make them feel acceptable. Women have to look a certain way to feel acceptable. We don't really, and that's what I've exposed. Women don't gotta have shit. They just gotta look like some good shit. They just gotta look like some good shit to make this guy look good. Well, what about us that, you know what I mean, are good shit? Like, you're just looking for someone that everybody else wants. And that's what, you know, that's where this whole next level of darkness is that they dropped on me, and I was trying to get to it. And at the end, let's circle back to the end was, women of our age were never supposed to be put back on the market. We just weren't. We weren't supposed to be put out there as competitive women and stuff like that. And it was, you know, it wasn't in the market. That's what it is. They're a market. Women are a market. Sex sells, as they say. So that's what came out of my moon energy. Let's talk about yours. On the path of initiation, the moon speaks of knowledge obtained through divine madness and inspiration from the unconscious. But the moon is a mirror that reflects back your inner world, and it can be a distorting one. The power of imagination can be used creatively, or it can terrorize you with fear. Alright, so what I mean is, and this is what it means about the mirroring effect. So she's telling me about her minor insecurities, and in order to soothe her insecurities, I blow out one of mine. But now I'm in my own now I've released my own shadow, and I have to wear it now. Why did you do that? Now I'm really wearing it. I'm wearing my insecurity, and you can be terrorized by fear. And now the next thing is like, well, what about all the parts I don't like about my body? And I started thinking about that. It's like, you know, what if they don't like those parts? I went right back to where I thought I had healed this shit. And now I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to get over it. And I'm like, oh, Lord. The moon can give you many gifts such as art, inspiration, spiritual insight, intuition, psychic skills, and vision. And that's it too. While I'm working through my own fears and insecurities and doing all that, I'm still getting intuition, insight, spiritual, all this stuff. There's many conversations that are had in the universe in that quiet space of me doing nothing. But she can also trap you with illusions, fantasy, self-deception, and madness. And that goes back to us women. You know, that's where it goes back to. It's like the mommy makeover. Why do we have to make over mommies? Right? Sounds like such a great seller, right? Shout out to the marketing team. We're going to make you over so you can be young again. And then I think about fucking Will Smith's wife doing that fucking... She got on the internet a couple years ago and said that she did some vagina fucking surgery to make herself youthful again. Like she sewed it up or something. I don't even know. I don't even know it fully. And, you know, shout out to fucking Kanye that says that he's all in love. Dude, did you see that? He's such a fucking traitor. Traitor Joe. He said he was... He said that some shout out about some tweet about Will Smith and he's an icon and his wife and they got the greatest kids. Like, bro, this is him in this fucking illusion. The gift of sun, that's that narcissist too, trying to get a rise. Bro, I didn't care about you. Nobody cares about you, Kanye. That was God trying to help you. I cared about Royce. I knew Royce for many lifetimes, bro. I had a lot of respect for Royce. He was a warrior that I thought was going to help me in this lifetime. It hurt that he was a wiener, but, you know, his friend's a wiener. They're all wieners. You mean nothing to no one, bro. I'm doing a public service. Nobody gives a shit about you, fucking Britney Spears, or motherfucking R. Kelly. That was just extra. Watch me whip. Watch me whip is what that is. If I don't do it, it don't matter. If I don't save your life, who cares? I told you fucking months ago the fucking dark angels are coming to get your life. It's time. Your time is almost up. Who am I, Isis, that's supposed to resurrect you? What if I choose not to? Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. And your story ends at your darkness, bro. Unless I heal you. And then the great story is how you came back to life. How you were dark and then became light by the power of God. Somebody else going to do that for you? Is there some powerful church member or somebody that's going to restore your fucking divinity, Kanye West? Not never. You taking shots and trying to link up with the enemy? They're not my enemies. They're fucking traitors. And Pac's got them by the fucking neck. I'm sure he's got your balls too, bitch. And that's another thing too. You could never touch the greatest. You just keep hoping. You came out with what? You came out with an album talking about your wife left you? Great. I empower her. I'll speak life into her. I hope she tells all your dirty secrets like you tried to do to your other wife. I hope she gets visitations with the kids and not you. In essence, she's become a friend of your wife. She always wanted to be like her. You were the only thing standing in the way. Ha! Loser. Alright, moving on. The gifts of the sun and the moon, logical and imagination, conscious and unconscious, must be used in balance. In a reading, the moon can indicate deception. Perhaps you are being deceived and not all as it seems. Or you're letting your imagination run away with you and you're deceiving yourself. The card often appears when you feel lonely and lost and your path ahead is not clear. This is a time to turn away from outward concern. Told you I didn't do anything. And look inwards. It can bring psychic awakenings, insights, dreams, visions, as well as nightmares, fears, and anxieties. And that's it too. I got a little bit of all that good shit. The power of the moon cannot be denied, and the more you try, the stronger she will get. Allow your intuition to guide you, but be careful not to misinterpret its message in the mirror of your desires and prejudice. And then for our Friday fucking sample of shadow work, we've got Russ coming in with this goofy-ass song talking about he's in love. Okay. And that's another, showstopper. Publicity stunt. I'm going to give the people what they want and lie through my fucking teeth. Are you supposed to get an emotional rise out of me or the crowd? I know you're going for the crowd, but don't be mad when the crowd doesn't want to hear it. Because it's cringe and unauthentic. Auto-tuned down is what I heard. Just saying, and it's like, go ahead, take your shot, bro. Allie, you got another fucking sad tune to sing? Wash-ups. Wash the floor of these guys. Reverse meaning. The moon reveals deep emotional issues and anxieties as your imagination runs riot. You feel paralyzed by fear and you see danger and betrayal everywhere. But your problems are within your own mind. This card can suggest mental illness or retreat into a fantasy world. Though you may be feeling especially psychic at the moment, you think you're experiencing dreams and signs, you're misinterpreting or imagining them. Probably. Why? Because you're focused on, what you want.
I stopped,
not what is right for you. And that's it too. It's like I just sit down, and that's what I told you. As 90% of the time it's just working through it to see if it's even worth it or what I'm doing with it. Before you even make any movements on anything. And only that do you know how to move. And that's what I mean is like, I don't go my way because then I fall on my face or I make it more difficult. I sit around until God shows me the way. And just like that, God shows me the way. In the middle of what? Working through anxieties and fears. There's some, flashlight of greatness. You found like this Easter egg along the way of shadows. What's the outcome? Oh, Ace of Cups, Action of Cups. I feel like that's not the Ace. That's the Page of Cups. Or Princess. I guess that would be in this one. I don't know. Hold on a second. An action would be a Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Alright. Let's see. Cups, Princess, Knight. Is that Knight? There it is. Oh, this guy looks kind of goofy. The Knight brings you something of great emotional and spiritual value, but be careful not to misinterpret his message. True happiness and fulfillment is not based on transitory desire or the gratification of short-term pleasures, but grows out of unselfish love for others and compassion for the world. We did a whole teaching about this. Love and compassion. The Christness inside of you. Go catch last night's video. Let's see. It is a simple thing to practice kindness in your dealings with others and will make you and those around you happier and less stressed. The Knight of Cups will tell you to follow your heart, not your ego. This is an opportunity for great spiritual growth. The Knight of Cups may represent a person in your life, or it might be you. I'm just going to say me. I am creative and imaginative, soft-spoken and gentle. I am ruled by my heart rather than my head. So though he is intelligent, I am intelligent. I am easily swayed. I am artistic, romantic, and charming. The reverse represents trickery, fraud, cheating, unrequited love, broken promises. A situation that seemed romantic and exciting proves disappointing. Well, I mean, that's pretty much every guy I've ever dealt with. They're so full of trickery and fraud. They're unrequited love. It seemed romantic, but it was disappointing. The Knight of Cups reverse may be an actual person who doesn't differentiate between fact and fiction. Oh, that's all of them. Who is vain, moody, over-emotional. He may abuse drugs like alcohol or sex. Lovely. His idea of a relationship is generally a one-night stand. In an unlikely event that you are in a relationship with him, you will never know where you are. If he has moved on, he probably won't even tell you, as he will want to avoid the confrontation. Could be a water sign. I don't know what to say. I've had my few douchebags. It's just telling us what? I don't know. Let's get another clarification card. You're fucking with me, Lord. We got it. What? Let's have some fun with this bullshit. What? Queen of Swords. Alright. Fuck off. You don't have to be serious about this shit. We gotta get to the point. Get to the point. That's exactly where I am right now. What the fuck is the point? Manifestations of the real world. You gotta start working on some you gotta start some new shit. Alright, I know that. What are you doing to help me start the new shit? I'm filling your cup with love. Thanks. I'm full of love. It's for who? For who or what? Oh, the tower's coming. Damn it. Twin towers and all that shit. Damn it. You're filling me up with love for what tower? What's the tower? God, what's the tower? Friendship and shit. Relationships. My friendships are crashing. I don't have any friendships. What the fuck are you gonna crash? Are they, what? It all comes down? Oh, that's what's right here, Kanye. Come on, give me more. Oh, there's a low-key motherfucker. It's not what you think it is. They're out there lying and cheating and fucking out to get you. Usually are. The divine feminine in me doesn't give a fuck. The Empress in me is all love. Yeah, forgive you. Whatever. What's going on, Mr. fucking King of Wands? I have to exert some diplomacy here. Ew. The Knight of Wands. All in our wandsy ones, huh? Time for an adventure. 10 of coins, your freaking happiness awaits you. What's the adventure, God? Oh, we still gotta go through the hardships. You have to let go of the sorrow. and the worry and the stress. Alright. Okay, I'm trying. I'll be fine, and then I'll be like bored, and then I pick up all this shit, which is a bunch of sticks and stones. Be all stressed out and shit over some shit that don't even exist. Need some balance in my life. Do you know what it feels like to be full of fire and not know where to put it? It's kind of what it is. It's like I'm ready to go. I'm ready. You told me to be ready. You just sit around ready. For what? I don't know, but it gets annoying waiting around sometimes. And then it's like, I just ask what's wrong, and they're like, you gotta release the stress and the worry and the this and that. Well, that's basically what the Bible tells you all damn day. Tell me something I don't know. Take action. On what? A long journey of introspection. Thanks. Is there anything else I'm doing with my life? No, the answers are inside of you. Thanks, Lord. Oh, God. Spark of initiation. You know, you piss me off with this bullshit, God. So I don't read tarot. I don't get the answers that they get. I don't whole reconciliation and bullshit. They're like, no, hard work, dedication, kindness, compassion. Whatever, Lord. Fuck off. That's why I don't talk to you today. Same shit you tell me every day. Alright, so let's get an oracle card to wrap this crap up. No, I don't want it. Don't want it. When are you going to stop? Whenever I want. Tell me what to do. There's a new life waiting for us. When we wake the fuck up. That's what I see. You see it like I see it. Wake up. You know, I put another light next to here and it doesn't even look any lighter. I just want to point that out. I moved the freaking light around and it's no lighter. What did I turn to? Co-create. I went to 40, but we're at 39. Isn't that interesting? Alright. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home, singing their glorious songs. And nature is full of promises. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life where new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you can have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. Relationship message. New energy enters old relationships. Jesus. And new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibration only encounters when winter gives way to spring. Yeah, because they're full of themselves again. They're all fucking horny and shit. Coming out and fucking looking for mates and shit. Sorry, I'm being a little pessimistic because it's all in the videos. Somebody old and somebody new. I'm just quiet. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnerships in all forms. There we go. Prosperity message. You have every reason to be optimistic right now. And that's what I told them. I was like, knowing God, I'll win the lottery next week and we won't even go to this school. As things seem to be falling into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. Delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay conscious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. I have this sense that they're going to get the X too. I don't know why. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with the kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling upon you. Protection message. You must acknowledge your inner experience or your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like a delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit that you may not know something. You're at the beginning of things and haven't yet hit your stride. Be immersed in the newness of it all, and don't try to rush the learning process. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here and now. Life loves you. And that's what I told you. There's so much on the horizon, but I just have to stay in the here and now. And it's a little overwhelming. It looks big. This workload looks big. All workloads look big. It looks like I have so much, like the whole world is on my shoulders. It's not. God's got the whole world in his hands and he's about to provide it to me. But I have to work through it all. In the essence, we're talking about, running the documentary, which is full fame, plus music, plus, you know what I mean, the reestablishing of my family. There's a lot going on right now. Wonder why I just oh gosh, I'm just going to crawl in bed. Which is a natural human response where you get burnt out. It's mentally overwhelming to kind of work it through your head if you're really working it, if you're not just sitting on one repetitive thought and can't get past that thought. But as you're really working through the mechanisms of how things should look. And it's not putting out, I want to say, as soon as I said that, how things should look, it's like there's not an expectation. It's like you look at all possibilities, and that's what I was talking about with Doctor Strange. It's like it's infinite possibilities, and infinite possibilities realized, meaning you don't see limitations to any route. You can see riding any route all the way through. There's a million buses that all go the same direction. Which bus do you want to ride? You know what I mean? The roller coaster of love is what I'm hearing. Shut up, that's not helpful right now. Fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. Roller coaster of love. Okay, thanks. And the essence of you're just trying to get from here to there. And there's a million different ways, but your mind sees that you have to go this way. No, there's lots of other ways, and that's where you have to create this openness of receiving alternate realities or possibilities. Inspiration, if you will. So that's where I was today, is like looking at it in two different aspects. So even though I'm looking today, no music at all. My whole focus was, how do we put women on a platform of acceptance? How do we break into this where women can find an acceptance in their body? Meaning we don't want to Photoshop them. How do we gently introduce this into mass culture where they can become accepting? You know what I mean? I'm not saying like National Geographic, titties hanging out to the floor and type of shit like that. But how do we get the general public to start accepting normalcy? Because what they've put out is not normal. These aren't normal women. They're made to specifications. So that's what I was looking at today, is some possibilities. How could we find self-love healing instruments, or classes, or what could we do to get women to start to feel pretty without the comparison? How do we eliminate that? And as much as it's needed for women, I definitely, as soon as I said that, believe that it lies within men too. This natural sense of comparison. How do we find this within ourselves? And in this world where we can exhibit it's okay. In the essence, it's kind of like karaoke, right? You go to karaoke and this person really fucking sucks. And you're like, fuck, if they can do it, I can do it. In the sense of, it's not misery loves company and we need people to humiliate themselves for us to feel okay. But who's going to be brave enough to be that person? To be like, look, it's okay not to be perfect. And naturally that would be me, and they made me lift my fucking skirt in fucking bright-ass public to show her my fucking cellulite thighs. But in the essence, I don't want to fully have to do that to myself or any other woman, but how do we get to that place where we can be okay in a fucking bathing suit and not feel, you know what I mean, the pressure of this? Let's just go to the bathing suit area. Why can't we just get through the bathing suit, you know what I mean? And I know that's something for men too. Why can't we get past that? What can we do to get past this? To be into an openness. And maybe it's just, maybe it's fully American, bro. Maybe it's because we're isolated to our own world and our own TVs and stuff, because I have to believe that women don't do this everywhere around the world. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not like that on every beach. But yeah, our women will go to every beach and do it. Fucking Americans, I swear. Like, let me just go to your fucking country and take my clothes off and take pictures in your land like this. That's what they do, dude. They go, Jesus Christ. I'm seeing, you know, Russ's famous girlfriend. She's famous for that, bro. She goes to fucking every country and goes into a G-string and lets her titties hang out at these, like, you know, monumental fucking Earth Star fucking tourist place. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Your ancestors would be so proud that your fucking titties is hanging out. That your fucking vagina's catching, that the people in the room next to you can smell the air off your cunt. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't you fucking do that shit this weekend. I know it's your birthday and that's how you celebrate, but can you wrap that shit up, please? Can you not have your vagina out in a foreign country this weekend? He said, you're going too far. You're going too far. I appreciate you. Thank you. Somebody's got to put me in my place. Oh, I'm real simple. You've gone too far. Okay. I feel like your vagina's gone too far. Alright. Stop it. So, yeah, I'm trying to solve the world's problems in my own head. I'll figure it out. After I get it all together, I'll put it down on pen and paper and we'll make this thing happen. Realistically, that's what we want to do, is we want to empower people, bro. Stop disempowering people. How do we re-empower women like my teenager to women like myself? You know what I mean? How do I give them back their beauty? And yeah, I'm starting with the women, but again, I'm fully aware that men are suffering from this too. How do I give you back your beauty, bro? How do I make you feel beautiful again? I feel beautiful. I mean, it comes and goes, but how do I give you that feeling? How do I make you feel okay about, you know, what you look like with your clothes on and off? One of the most empowering things I did, and I was very scared of, was dancing naked under the moon. I was super scared. First off, I ain't got the body for that. You're not going to want to see this, is what I thought. And second, what if they see me? What if somebody sees me? That's the biggest fear. That's your only fear of doing some stupid shit like that, is somebody's going to see you. And so, you know, I was set up to do it. It was the full moon in Pisces of last year or the year before. It was really hard, dude. My twin flame called me right before it and was trying to, like, hook up. And I was like, dude, this is stupid. Maybe I should have screwed him under the fucking full moon. Maybe I missed that. Just kidding. So just kidding. Anyways, my heart was all broken and I went to go do this ceremony. And, you know, I'm terrified as I go to drop my dress. But then, you know, I'm sitting there and I see my silhouette on the pavement. It's a blacktop. It's a beautiful blacktop that they had just paved. And the full moon is, you know, right above me.
Can you share my head?
And, yeah, they're a little tight around the head. And I can see my silhouette, my shadow of just my naked body. I don't see me. I see my shadow of it. And my shadow doesn't show any of that. It shows the perfect curves. It shows my thighs and my ass and my tips. Perfect. A perfect silhouette of a woman. My hair was blowing in the wind, and it was just the most beautiful picture I'd ever seen of myself. Was that on the ground, in the dark, the darkest version of myself. Right? It's like your shadow. And that was, like, very empowering to me. I was so afraid of being seen and who could see me that I didn't think about me seeing me. And what I saw literally was the most beautiful thing, the most beautiful version I'd ever seen of myself. Like, if somebody could have been there and just took a piece of chalk and colored it, it would have been the most beautiful silhouette of a woman you've ever seen. But that's not what I look like in the light. So, let's go back to this. Typically, when you go to lay with your partner, you turn down the lights and you light a candle. And all of those things are not so bright. They're not the center of attention in that type of light. But yeah, when you want to have a photo shoot and you want to be out in the middle of the day, everybody's going to see everything all the way. But we're not out there like that. And our partners are not asking us to be out there like that. And in those moments, they don't see the things that they don't like. They see everything they do. And although, you know, if we didn't have to go out there showing so much body, then we wouldn't be so insecure of our bodies. So I think ultimately, if we could find an elimination, it would be like, let's stop putting our bodies out there to be judged for everybody. And that's why, you know, Vagina Face over there is always putting her vagina out there, because she wants to show the country, her viewers, her boyfriend, I don't know, that she still has a beautiful body in this outfit or whatever outfit. Fine. Who are you showing, though? It's the same tits and ass that it was last month in the other country. It's a different piece of string. It's a different colored string up your ass. All right, puppeteer. In the essence, not to be ugly, Kim Kardashian, but you know what I mean, bro. Enough. You're out here competing with whose body now, Kim? Who are you competing with? You want everyone to compete with you, but you're not even real. And the ones you're competing with aren't either. Try to compete with a real woman like us. It's a good story. But that's what I was looking at. And those are, you know, it's my own personal, you know what I mean, battle. But how can I win this battle for everyone?
You don't.
We do.
You don't.
With your help, we will.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good at designing. We could design clothes that are still appealing but not revealing. Hey, write that down. Write that down. Appealing but not revealing. For all my fashionists, that is it. I don't know a fashionist. Fucking Lewis, tell your peoples to tell your peoples. 2025 summer edition. Appealing but not revealing. I want you guys to keep using this every fucking season until you master the idea of what this really truly means. Next Met Gala, appealing but not revealing. How can you be sexy without showing body to everybody? That would be respectful to all countries, and I feel like, you know, we could have an Olympic fucking contest with this if we did something like this. Everybody write that down. Appealing, not revealing. I want that to be the motto, not just in fashion, but, you know what I mean, in your day-to-day. Let's give you you know what I mean, something from the Holy Spirit. How can I be appealing but not revealing? In the essence, that's mystical. That's mystical, for sure.
Is it possible?
Everything's possible. Can you accept that challenge? To be appealing and not revealing? I like it. I like it. I'm gonna name that on this video. Hey, for the rest of you, good luck with whatever. Tomorrow's shadows again. Somebody's gonna try to tell us that they don't love us and that, you know, their life is all great without us, and, you know, tell them to go fuck themselves. Dude, they're fucking ghosts.
She just blocked my number.
I don't give a shit. They're fucking losers. It doesn't even matter, Amelia. You're dealing with a 14-year-old. They do it in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and above, bro. They're fucking just grown-ass boys. This is how they handle difficult situations. What was that? The King of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Damn, I went to the Lovers again. Get out of my face with that shit. Hold on. This is him. No, wait. Don't go anywhere.
More.
I want to tell you about your boyfriend.
Okay.
I don't either. But this is who he is, right? He could be an actual person who definitely doesn't differentiate between fact and fiction. He's vain and moody and over-emotional. I don't know about all the rest of that. He's likely, in the event that you're in a relationship with him, you'll never know where you are. And if he's moved on, he probably won't even tell you. He'll avoid the confrontation. Hey, your hair looks pretty.
No, but it keeps like parting right there and it looks weird.
It's called the cowlick.
Ah!
Anyways, moving on. So, yeah, that's it. I was just trying to solve, you know, riddles and shit in my head. Call me the Riddler today. What was it?
Rizzler.
Oh,
Rizzler.
What's a Rizzler?
It's a fat boy who plays baseball. He's like 5 and he's real popular. He's on a Mr. Beast challenge. He went against the biggest pro player in baseball.
Your hair looks so pretty. Alright, anyways, I love you guys. We'll see our shadows tomorrow. We'll go digging in the shadows. Later, haters.